Your body will intervene for you if you do not. What is your body telling you no to that you are not listening? So, this is a concept that's been on my radar for a long time, but I heard it phrased in a way recently that just like resonated. It's called the body's veto. And it's when your body finally intervenes because your psyche won't. So maybe you are in a situation that you know you shouldn't be in, or that is not serving your highest self and your highest life path. Maybe it's a location you're living in that just isn't for you. Maybe it's a relationship you're in that has run its course or is holding you back from living in your authenticity and showing up every day as the person you want to become. Maybe it's a job that is sucking your soul. Maybe it's a family dynamic or a friendship dynamic. Maybe it's a hobbyist group you're in. Whatever it is, we get ourselves in these pickles. We get ourselves in these situations that we know aren't serving us, but we don't have the strength to change it. Or we keep mentally talking ourselves out of it or gaslighting ourselves into thinking it's okay, it's not that bad, or we think whatever's on the other side is even scarier. And so we stay stuck, we don't do anything until our body eventually intervenes. And this intervention is usually pretty serious. Sometimes this intervention might be physical symptoms, but oftentimes when it gets bad enough and we don't ignore or oftentimes when it gets bad enough and we keep ignoring the signals our body is sending us, which is any symptom, by the way, then the intervention looks like a cardiac event, a stroke, a cancer diagnosis, some sort of big event. It might even manifest in a car accident or a house fire or something that's a little bit more esoteric, not necessarily right back in the physical body. This is important to know because when we are in that state, healing goes far beyond herbs, supplements, medication, surgeries. There is a spiritual component that must be addressed. And until we move through the thing that we have to move through, then we will not heal in the way that we need to heal to be happy, to be safe, to be whole, to be in balance with ourselves. The body will veto. That might be a controversial take, but I truly believe that there is a spiritual component to all of our health. And anytime we are dealing with chronic symptoms, a disease, a diagnosis, or big events in our life like that, there is an underlying reason. And it might be subtle. It might be that we have trauma from our childhood because we were never nourished properly, so we don't nourish ourselves properly. And year in and year out of doing that leads to certain deficiencies that lead to an event. See how that works? There's still a spiritual component in addition to a real physiological component going on. Everything in our life, and I mean everything in our life, is connected. What's happening in our physical body, what's happening in our emotional body, what's happening with the way that we get to show up and interact with the world. It is all connected. And when we start tuning in and paying attention to these pieces, we understand that there's more to the puzzle than we have a mysterious symptom or we're just unlucky and we get migraines. There is more to the picture. Most of my migraine clients, for example, they have confliction. They're stuck between their heads and their hearts, where that pull, that inner conflict, that tension that's constantly there manifests as pain. When we do not listen to the signals and make changes to support what our soul wants, then we will end up with health manifestations. Think about the person that grinds and grinds and grinds and pushes at work. Ultra productive, ultra fiery, burning the midnight oil. Eventually, that is going to break. That is going to turn into an autoimmune condition or some sort of inflammatory issue. Everything we do. I like again, everything we do is connected. And if we can see ourselves and tune in and feel what our body is asking us for, we can restore balance and harmony in our life. At the end of the day, I think we all want to be happy. We all want to be able to show up in that like, good energy where we are just things click and flow and we're happy and we're at peace and we are just like, it feels juicy. It feels good. We want that. But some of us get in that spot where we don't listen to what's taking that away from us, or we don't feel like we have the strength to make the change. So we get symptoms and then we ignore the symptoms. And then eventually our body shouts louder and louder and louder until we have something really serious in front of us that puts up the mirror that makes us confront whatever it is we are avoiding or we are not changing. There was a yogi, and I don't know the name off the top of my head, that said, disease in America is the Western answer to meditation. We do not meditate in this country on the whole. Like, yes, there's people that meditate, but like the country is not meditating. It's not slowing down and reflecting and being still. It's going, it's going, it's going. And so when we don't have that peace, our bodies are going to bring it in for us. If we won't slow down, our bodies will force us to slow down. And that's what disease is here in America. It's our mirror, it's our moment to have life reflect back to us what we are missing. And that's why there is a gift in anything that we are feeling or we are experiencing, if we can move through it with grace and this wider perspective and understanding. But it does take that wider perspective and understanding to really use any disease as a gift. And when we talk about disease being the Western answer to meditation, meditation is the time where, again, we slow down and we reflect, and that is so missing in so many of our lives. And when we are stuck with an event, we are forced to slow down and to sit with it and to be still. So I'm curious what your thoughts are on this concept of the body's veto. And I'm even more curious if you're willing to tune into your life and see, what is your body asking from you? What does your body want you to know? What does your body want you to adjust? What does your body need from you so it can keep supporting you? Because when we take care of our body takes care of us, and we are able to show up in the world in our light, feeling good, and do whatever work it is that we feel called we're here to do in the world. We will not be held back by our bodies. I'm Lila. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a minute since I posted on this channel. I have just oversaddled myself with too many projects. But every once in a while, when I feel called to, I'm going to keep contributing. This is like my short, long form. It's not my podcast. It's not my like short social media, but it gives me a chance to just get things out, 10 minutes at a time. So if there's anything that's been on your mind, I'd love to hear about it. And I hope that you are going to take some time to love your body and let it love you back.